Hey, welcome back. All right, so Libras, let's go ahead and get on into this. We're just going to do a quick touch base. What is the thing for Libra to possibly work toward, or an action that they could take right now that might be of great benefit? We have Libra sideways. There's something about having the heart and the logical mind needing to actually fuse together instead of trying to separate things between what I should do and what I want to do. This says somehow find the happy medium. Even the need to escape that tug of war within oneself is what this says. Okay, what is this in regards to? It seems like Libra's needing to make a decision about something, possibly. We have got an Eight of Cups in the reverse, and we've got the Queen of Cups sideways. It's either about leaving somebody behind or going towards somebody, returning to something while letting go of something else, maybe returning to oneself. This is a change that Libra needs to make for themselves in this story. It's weird because we see two people, though, on this Justice card, right? So we have our Libra energy, our Lady Liberty, and then we also have this little dude who's escaping in his trench coat. So either there's an element of a double life. Please remember, these stories can always be flipped the other direction, right? So let's say this is a story about someone who needs to get out of their own head and quit trying to decide, logic versus heart. And they need to just escape from that constant battle that keeps them in stagnancy over Libra. We could read it that way also. It is about whether or not somebody returns. And the biggest question mark here is either will I receive love if I take this action? Will I be wanted if I take this action? Or the other question here could be, will someone accept that I'm leaving if they're leaving one scenario to go to another? We have the Moon, which says, I really feel like this is about wanting to return to something, wanting to go back to the past, but the only way forward is to take it one step at a time and walk right into that unknown, illuminate the pathway that I feel like somebody hasn't talked to an individual in a long time. They don't know what's happened with that individual in a long time. Perhaps there's been like a huge amount of, you notice that she's holding like a skeleton face. You can see her backbone. So this is somebody's it's going to take courage for this character to do this thing, to walk into this great unknown, to go toward what they want, because it is unknown. I feel like somebody keeps living in the past, whether this is Libra or the other individual. We have a character that is living in the past. I started this out by saying, what action would Libra need to take? And because it started out with Libra, but it's sideways, it almost makes me think that it's very similar for Libra and another person, like two people here. Both need to go ahead and move with the same energy of, I know I don't know what's going to happen. If we reach back out to each other, if we readdress the past, will there still be love there? Will there be something for us to still cling to? Or is this, something of the past? Is this a storyline that's already ended? It says we don't know. We won't know until we just have the strength, have the backbone to walk right into the unknown. But it's weirdly bringing up like the question mark of what was unknown in the past, because, holding on to the skeleton and walking right into the darkness, into the unknown. I feel like there was a lot that was murky, a lot that was always left in question mark in this story. We have the Hanged Man or Hanged Woman in this deck. So, by the way, we do have Pisces coming out twice here, as we just had the Moon, and now we have the Hanged Woman. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Here's the way I would say this. This looks like all characters involved, perhaps, have always wondered, could that relationship of the past have been the one? Could it have been the one that we could have been so good together? Is that what we missed out on? Is it still possible, even despite this big delay? Because I feel like this has been a big delay. It's kind of like, oh boy, are we getting into the Mercury retrograde stories now or what? This big, huge delay seems to be, I mean, possibly for a very good reason. Hold on, because I'm having a little bit of trouble um, picking whomever this is. Let me just go for some charms here. We have not one but two mood rings. So first off, the mood of two individuals is involved in this. And then we have got Cancer. We've got Scorpio. And we've got Leo. Sorry, I know those are really hard to see. And then just strangely, just a piece of chain with nothing on it. Okay. How can we have two people needing to get into a mood? And then we've got three different zodiacs here with the chain. This to me speaks almost of we've got linked souls. We've got complicated energy here. Maybe we've got a lot of emotions with that Cancer Scorpio vibe. And then to bring in that Leo energy, this is the determination to like create some passionate direction forward. But that chain, that chain makes me really think that there's chains, I think of like the chain that holds onto an anchor, the, heavy chains or chains that we use to lock our bike up or, things like that. It's always about trapping. So I'm going to say there's a lot of that energy here. Also with all of the water energy that came out. Water and fire make steam as well. So I'm going to say this is a highly pressurized, almost like a relationship that's been in a pressure cooker. Like I'm picturing like a lot of tension, a lot of even distress between these characters. I mean, obviously we start out with maybe a shared energy. Not maybe, it is definitely a shared energy. But I started with the question of what action might Libra take to yield the best results? And the big thing was to get out of the, my heart and my logic are in discord with each other. I need to just go ahead and I need to go back and readdress something, readdress an emotional situation. And we have that Queen of Cups. So that's where we could bring in that Scorpio Cancer that we just saw. We have an Emperor and we have an Eight of Wands. After all this time of waiting, I almost think that two people are basically ready to run toward each other. I feel like our Libra is definitely ready to move toward someone who they have emotion for or used to have emotion for. I feel like it's the same thing with that other individual. These could be both Libras, by the way. We do have Aries coming in for a major arcana, but we had strong Pisces with the Queen of Cups. We had Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. There's a ton of emotion and a ton of fire. I don't know if I think that that has anything to do with the zodiacs. To me, in this storyline, it just keeps representing desire, passion, intensity, real love. I think there was real love here. And I think that's the biggest reason that it was left in the question mark of, but what if we were supposed to be good together? What if we could have had it all? Is it too late to see if we could still have it all? If that's the question that needs to be answered, then it's time to take action, to just go find out, right? Because wondering won't answer anything. And I feel like Libra is done wondering, but I feel like this other person is in the exact same boat. We could have a divine masculine that is ready to fly to Libra, get on his magic carpet, go talk to Libra. There is something about like it's going to take like pure magic to make this happen. But what I do like about this is that this is the shared energy and the shared question mark of, I wonder if they think of me too. I wonder if this might be the case. I would say it is definitely the case for this story, right? We have Libra first, and then we have the Emperor over here. And it's like both people have the exact same thought process right now of, I need to know something about the past. I need to know if we were supposed to have been together. I need to know what we could have built together. Let me just ask this. Why is it that these two haven't yet, had that question able to be answered? Let's go with this deck. Why is it that these two hadn't been able to get that answer? We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Eight of Swords. There was some separation here. There was some blockage. There was some kind of the Nine of Cups is somebody who should go out sailing and go after, their wishes, choose the answers for their own heart of what they need to go and explore, but someone was unable to move forward with what they wanted to explore. That's why this is an unknown answer. Could these two have been so good together? Who stopped this union? King of Pentacles, the World card. First off, I'm not going to say the world stopped the connection. Distance, travel, but my first thought was authorities. Don't ask me why, but that was the word that almost popped out of my lips, was the authorities prevented this. Whomever the authorities are, right? We have, maybe there was a bondage of some other connection, some other previously held relationship. And that previously held relationship needed to time out before they were going to be free. Maybe an agreement of who owes whom money. It does feel like distance was very prohibitive. Being able to move, but then being able, like maybe this one or the other of them could have moved to be with the other at that point in time, but would they have been able to offer much if they were to try to get together at that point in time? Perhaps not, because we do have this other bride. I mean, she's in a bridal gown, sitting there with a scythe and holding the egg timer. And I'm asking, what's the blockage? And this says, well, I can move, but I'd want to give everything, but I would only be coming in with this small box of belongings when I would want to give my person the world. But unfortunately, maybe I'm already giving the world, all my worldly belongings, all my possessions, to someone else. It does feel like the authorities of like legally binding contracts or finances might have been the major blockage here. Perhaps. Let me see. Tell me about the World card just a little bit more. We have got a Queen of Swords sideways. It definitely feels like there was already frustration built up around something. I don't know. This can be major travel. Maybe somebody was gone a lot for work as well. I think it was more than one complication. I do see travel and distance multiple times. I see space between them, having to sail across an ocean, having to travel the globe, having to move. All of those things require an awful lot of energy. And then I have what seems to be Libra, not very pleased, not very happy with either the speed. Remember that egg timer is in the World card as well. So the speed at which they could have freed themselves to be a part of this relationship possibly was a real blockage. The Sun, I mean, for there to be this great happiness, this is what Libra wants or wanted back in the past. What do you mean? It should be you and me singing in perfect harmony. I want a duet. I don't want to be a part of a group. We're going to be duet singers. I just want to be with you. It's supposed to be happy. It's just supposed to be me and you. How come the world is this huge distance between us? It feels like Libra was pissed. I'm going to say, certainly brought up what's the delay? Why aren't we just together? Why aren't we just happy together? I don't understand. What is the delay? Why are you lollygagging? Why aren't you just simply with me singing in perfect harmony? So whatever the blockage was, whether it was a difficulty of moving, the difficulty of rearranging life, it looks to me like it was the other person who had more of those problems in, making their life conducive to being able to be in a day-to-day 10 of Pentacles kind of relationship with Libra. And for all the emotions there, these two did not get to build. And now the question mark is, both people still feel this lingering, even after all this time has passed, they both keep feeling this lingering, like, was that the person that I was supposed to be with? But I still feel like I have to know the answer to that. Could we have been so good together? Tell me about the Emperor, just about the Emperor. the Hierophant. So he's in the exact same boat. He too has to know, could it have worked with us? Could we have made it work instead of saying, oh, I guess the distance and the obstacles are too great? What if we were married? What if we were married? Could we have been that? Because this person wants to be married to Libra. They're not coming in for a lighthearted conversation. They need to know the same answer that Libra needs to know. If we had given it everything we had, would we have been successful together? I almost feel like they're saying we should just be married and then see, if we have that sense of stability that we're going to at least make this work no matter what. We'll try to make this work. That seems to be their desire. What about Libra? We have the Seven of Cups. The question mark about how things could go, if it were always done under the header of love, what could be possible? Libra seems to be the one who's been the most lost in the pros and cons, the question mark energy about this whole thing. And they remain still in the question mark. Well, could it work? Maybe it could. I'm thinking maybe it could. Would I want to see if it could? All I get over and over again is that these characters have to figure out if this was a missed opportunity and if they could have been that good together. We have a Knight of Pentacles, we have an Ace of Swords, and again with that 10 of Pentacles. It keeps feeling like if these two are coming back together, because this is what they both seem to want to do, I think it's our masculine that is moving toward, I'm going to say our feminine, even though it doesn't matter what gender. And as he comes forward, this has been a long time coming, by the way, but as he comes forward, he's going to be the one who broaches the subject of, I think we should just try living together. No, I don't know that we can do dating. That's what didn't work before. Can we just try being together? The delays of not being able to, figure out how do we date when we're at a distance? Why can't we just be together and just try this? It's unconventional. Maybe again, this is one of those situations where they're so far apart that it's not feasible for them to try a relationship unless they're in each other's day-to-day life. And that might be the best way to try that out, is what this says. I mean, it sounds like a huge leap of faith for sure. But for these two, there is so much love. There is so much missed opportunity already. And I think both of them are kind of at that point where it's like, I just need to know. And that means we just need to give it everything we've got and then at least see what happens, because I don't want to miss out on what could be wonderful. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribe.